Hi, I'm Lee, and this is day 17 of my fourth attempt to get through the adventure book Greenblood. Previously, we had gone to meet the elves, and all but one had escaped. We'd managed to capture one because we were looking at him, and they can't go away if you're looking at them. In theory, we had three choices. In practice, we had two, because one would lead to our inevitable doom. So we had the choice of letting him go or killing him, because we can't tie him up. As I said, that makes us die. The majority of you wanted me to let him go. So with that, we will turn to 360. What I will say is, if we did decide to kill him, put the book down for a moment. I worked out how viable it would be. As you can see, we could go afterwards. We have several options, as well as ones we couldn't pick because of skills. We could do this, and that kills us. We could do this, and it kills us. We could do this, two choices, kills us, or leads us down here, which kills us, goes here, kills us, or not. So there was a very convoluted way that it could have potentially got through, because I think we were, in the fight, we would take damage, so we might still have died. I'm not quite sure. I think because we were completely healthy, we would have got away with it. If we were to pick that option, it would have taken us to the elven city of Elvenheim. But we're going a different route, and this is why I like giving you valid choices. So we're going to let him go and go to 360. You tell the elf you're going to let him go, and he seems grateful. I must speak with your lord. The forest and everything in it depends on it. Then you must seek him, but beware. He will only speak to you today, Midsummer's Day. If you cannot find him before sundown, we will kill you. Why meddle where mortals are not wanted? Leave the forest now, while you still have life. Now, look away, please. You do so, and when you look back seconds later, he has vanished, and turn to 78. You trudge on, singling out and mentally marking individual trees as far away as you can see, with the object of keeping them in sight so you don't walk in circles. Each time you reach your target tree, you look back and try to identify the one you left behind so that you can choose another tree to make for in the same general direction. It is tiring work, and it exhausts you in body and mind. As you walk on, you eventually see gaunt grey crags jutting up out of the forest. It is a relief to find clear landmarks at last. The forest is broken here, as only grass can grow on where the soil is thin above the grey rock. You walk out of the gloom into bright sunlight that hurts your eyes. There are countless paths leading back to the forest in all directions. As you stand contemplating which way to choose, a voice above and behind says, "Lost, are you?" You turn around and look up. All you can see is a silver-feathered owl perched on top of an outcrop. "Lost, are you?" the voice says again. It sounded as if the voice came from the owl, but its beak didn't move. Which sounds awfully familiar, but I ended up having to double-check our previous path, and we didn't have this exact section, but there was one awfully similar. If you have the Emerald Ring and the codeword Crabclaw on your adventure sheet, turn to 440. If you had the Emerald Ring and the codeword Twinhead on your adventure sheet, turn to 459. Otherwise, if you admit you are lost, turn to 258, or you can ignore the voice and walk on, picking one of many ways at random to turn to 277. So because we kept the ring, and we do have the codeword Crabclaw, we're going to go with the first option because it does seem very much a do this, then this, then this, then this. So we will turn to 440. Let's see how that goes for us. It seemed you will do little to save the forest by exploring its many paths, says the owl. Where would you like to be taken? If you wish to follow the owl's directions to the camp of the Westermen, turn to 260. If you have the codeword Bullhorn and Waterbearer on your adventure sheet, you can follow the owl's directions to your allies. Well, we don't have those codewords, so take us to the Westermen. As Eleanor said, one of the options is to defeat the leader, so we can see if we can find them. So we go to 260. Climbing a rise, you look out over a scene of utter devastation. The trees have been chopped down as far as the eye can see. An infernal engine of some kind belches black smoke, and 200 yards away you see a forge with a gigantic cauldron over a bonfire, which 6 men feed constantly with ready-cut wood and charcoal. The men working here are very pale-skinned, their faces long and thin, like hatchets. They shout to each other over the din of the engine in a language you don't understand. Teams of horses yoked together pull logs to where groups of men cut them up with saws, ready for burning. A row of children sit nearby. They have been set to toil over sharpening the shores. As I edited a bit out there. Where the trees have been felled and stripped, men are torching the underbrush to kill everything that lives in the forest. A pall of smoke hangs over everything like a storm cloud. The men haven't noticed you yet. There is a group of armed guards near the forge who sport more steel armor than you have ever seen. These men must be wealthy. They also look bored and edgy. So the vision which Eleanor showed us in the pool of Galadriel has come to pass. So we have 2 options. Will we show ourselves and talk to them, and we turn to 100? Or we sink back into the forest and hide, and turn to 134? So there are options. We were unsuccessful with the elves, but who knows what will happen with the camp. Get voting. Tune back in tomorrow. Thanks very much.